A very good afternoon. You're watching the midday news on Rajya Sabha television, where we get to the biggest developing news stories at the top of this hour. I'm Ashwarya Kapoor, and here are the headlines. Aim to take banking services to the grassroots. Prime Minister Modi to launch India Post Payments Bank today. Network of 1.55 lakh post offices in the country to be leveraged to take innovative technologies to shift to less cash economy. Municipal polls to be held in Jammu and Kashmir in first week of October this year in 4 phases. 8-phased Panchayat polls to be held between November and December. Buying new cars and two-wheelers to get costlier. Long-term third-party insurance for 3 years for cars and 5 years for two-wheelers mandatory from today following Supreme Court order. Heavy rains lash Delhi and neighbouring areas. Waterlogging on several busy roads leads to slow traffic. 19 people airlifted by Air Force in Arunachal Pradesh and over 200 in Assam as the Siang River swells due to heavy rains in China. And India surpasses its best medals tally ever at the Asian Games. Boxer Amit Pangal trounces Olympic gold medalist from Uzbekistan in the 49 kg kilogram category to bag gold. Overall medal tally now at 66. Our top story this afternoon, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch the India Post Payments Bank or the IPPB today, aimed at financial inclusion for the masses. For this purpose, the IPPB seeks to leverage the expansive network of the Postal Department. The launch event will be held in the afternoon at Talkatora Stadium in the national capital. There will be a simultaneous launch events at 650 branches and 3,250 access points. The Payments Bank, where the Indian government holds 100% equity, will leverage the vast network of the Department of Post that has more than 3 lakh postmen and Grameen Dak Sevaks. All the 1.55 lakh post offices in the country will be linked to the IPPB system by 31st of December 2018, thus significantly augmenting the reach of the banking sector in the country. IPPB will offer a range of products such as savings and current accounts, money transfer, direct benefit transfers, bill and utility payments, and enterprise and merchant payments. And earlier this week, the Cabinet had approved 80% increase in the spending for IPPB to 1,435 crore rupees.
से ट्रस्टेड, अफोर्डेबल और एक्सेसिबल बैंक भारत सरकार बनाने जा रही है। आज़ादी के बाद से लेकर के अब तक रूरल इंडिया में करीब 49,000 बैंक्स हैं और हमारे रोल आउट के बाद लगभग 1,30,000 नए बैंक केवल रूरल इंडिया में होगा और कुल 1,55,000 देश भर में बैंक इंडिया पोस्ट पेमेंट बैंक प्रारंभ कर सकेगा। डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ पोस्ट की जो क्रेडिबिलिटी है समाज में या देश में, विश्वसनीयता, मुझे लगता है कि ये पोस्ट पेमेंट बैंक के लिए वरदान साबित होगा। हमारे 3 लाख पोस्टमैन और ग्रामीण डाक सेवक वो फाइनेंशियल एजेंट के रूप में डोर स्टेप बैंकिंग, लोगों के दरवाजे तक बैंकिंग सुविधा पहुंचाने में समर्थ होंगे। सरकार की जो मुख्य, सबसे मैं कहूं कि महत्वाकांक्षी योजना है डिजिटल फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन, वित्तीय समावेशन, डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर्स, इसमें भी आईपीपीबी काफ़ी सहायक सिद्ध होगा।
एक तो है वित्तीय समावेशन, फाइनेंशियल इंटीग्रेशन। इसके तहत गांव दूर दराज में जहां तक बैंक नहीं पहुंच पाता था वहां तक वो काम करेंगे, इसलिए कि हमारे पास जो 1,55,000 डाकघर हैं उनमें से 1,29,000 वहाँ ग्रामीण इलाके में है, उतना तो बैंक नहीं है। तब ये बैंक का जाल सारा हिंदुस्तान में वो फैल जाएगा। एक तो है वित्तीय समावेशन, दूसरी बात है जो डिजिटल इंडिया, चूँकि देश में नकदी का लेन देन बहुत ज़्यादा है और नकदी कम होने पर जीडीपी में वृद्धि होगी, तो इसीलिए वो डिजिटल इंडिया में लेस कैश सिस्टम होगा। तो हम लोग के जो ग्रामीण डाक सेवक हैं और पोस्टमैन हैं वो मोबाइल और बायोमेट्रिक डिवाइस लेके जाएंगे, अकाउंट KYC के माध्यम से 5 मिनट में खुल जाएंगे, कोई कागज़ पत्र का लिखा जोखा नहीं रहेगा। और पेमेंट जब होगा तब वही बायोमेट्रिक में, और कोई किसी का बिल पेमेंट करना चाहता है वही भी बायोमेट्रिक में, कोई अपना अकाउंट बैलेंस वेरिफिकेशन करना चाहेगा मोबाइल के जरिए से कर सकता है। और यहाँ तक कि असिस्टेड UPI जो है, कोई जिसके पास स्मार्टफोन नहीं है वो आप डाउनलोड करके नहीं कर सकता है, तो वो कोई एजेंट के जरिए जाके कर सकता है। बैंक का जो है टैगलाइन है, आपका बैंक आपके द्वार, तो बैंक किसी के द्वार तक पहुंच जाएगा ये कोई कल्पनातीत है, वो सिर्फ कोई ही कर सकता है, डाक विभाग ही कर सकता है। क्योंकि काल तक वो डाक लेके जाता था, आज भी वही डाक लेके जा रहा है, उसके साथ बैंक भी लेके जाता है, तो वहाँ जाके भी कर लेगा। और जैसा DBT है, मनरेगा है, वही अकाउंट टू अकाउंट ट्रांसफ़र का जो काम चल रहा है वो भी होगा। तो करीब करीब ये एक वैप्लविक परिवर्तन होने जा रहा है, कोई आमूलचूल परिवर्तन होने जा रहा है बैंकिंग के मामले में।
On to some other news. With an 8.2% growth rate, India cemented its position as the fastest growing economy on Friday. And experts believe that better rainfall and government spending have given households more money to buy consumer durables, which gave a boost to the manufacturing sector. Here are the details.
Powered by a strong performance of the manufacturing, consumer spending and farm sectors, the Indian economy grew at a 15-quarter high of 8.2% in the April to June quarter this year. The GDP data marks the first quarterly report of the current financial year.
Economic performance, the economy's performance is back to very normal, good growth path is complete. We had over 8% of quarterly growth, I think last time in the first quarter of 2016-17. Now with after 8 quarters, we are at 8.2%.
According to the Central Statistics Office, manufacturing, electricity and gas registered a growth of over 7% during the period. In gross value-added terms, the GDP growth stood at 8%. In the financial year 2017-18, GDP expanded at 6.7%, lower than the 7.1% recorded in the previous year.
On consumption side, we continue to rely on and see a very good consumption growth in the economy. So it remains very robust at 54.9%. growing from 54.7% of last time. So a very strong, good consumption growth. Now coupled with the capital formation also, I think it signals a very robust growth.
As per government data, the manufacturing sector grew at 13.5% in the first quarter of this year as compared to a contraction of 1.8% in quarter 1 of 2017-18. While agriculture, forestry and fishing sectors grew by 5.3% as compared to a growth of 3% in quarter 1 of 2017-18. The Reserve Bank of India had earlier this month projected GDP growth for 2018-19 at 7.4%. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And reacting to the GDP growth figures, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that it represents the potential of new India. In a tweet, he attributed the performance to reforms and fiscal prudence. He also said that efforts are serving the country well and India is witnessing an expansion of the new middle class. The Finance Ministry also exuded confidence that the economy could exceed the estimated 7.5% growth in the current fiscal. Finance Secretary Hasmukh Adhia said that the growth indicates clearly that several structural reforms introduced, such as the goods and services tax, have started giving rich dividends. Industry Chamber ASSOCHAM said that the best part about an impressive GDP growth is that it is being led by employment-intensive manufacturing. BJP President Amit Shah credited the growth to transformative changes brought in by the Modi government, adding that this means better prospects for the common man.
Economic performance, the economy's performance is back to very normal, good growth path is complete. We had over 8% of quarterly growth, I think last time in the first quarter of 2016-17. Now with after 8 quarters, we are at 8.2%.
And it will be mandatory for new cars and two-wheelers to have third-party insurance cover for 3 and 5 years respectively from today. Currently, the insurance cover period is 1 year. It means that buying a new car or a new two-wheeler is set to become expensive, as a long-term third-party insurance policy has been made mandatory by the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority following a Supreme Court order. The Apex Court on Friday refused to extend the deadline as sought by the General Insurance Council. The Apex Court, remember, had on 22nd of April 2014 constituted a committee on road safety, which had submitted several reports since. It had recommended the third-party insurance, saying that around 18 crore vehicles ply on the roads, of which only 6 crore have the third-party insurance, and the victims of road accidents were not given compensation as the vehicles did not have third-party insurance cover. 3-year third-party insurance will cost 5,286 rupees for cars with engine capacity of less than 1,000 cc and 24,305 rupees for cars with engine capacity of 1,500 cc and more. And in the case of two-wheelers, it will cost 1,045 rupees for vehicles with the engine capacity below 75 cc and 13,034 rupees for those exceeding 350 cc. As per the Motor Vehicles Act, third-party insurance is mandatory. And in a breather for banks in the country, the UIDAI has relaxed the Aadhaar enrollment targets for the banks till 1st of November. In its latest communication, UIDAI has asked the banks to ensure that at least 8 updations are carried out daily in each stipulated branch from 1st of November 2018. Under the new deadline, the banks will have to ensure that minimum enrollment be raised to 12 from 1st of January next year and 16 from 1st of April next year. However, if the banks fail to meet the target, financial disincentive on the last day of the month will be levied from the month of July 2018 onwards. And travel insurance is to be optional now for rail passengers from today. Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation, or the IRCTC, has withdrawn the free mandatory travel insurance cover for online ticket holders. Rail passengers who book tickets through the IRCTC portal or Rail Connect mobile application will now have to choose the option manually to avail the insurance coverage. So far, insurance coverage has been provided to all the passengers who hold confirmed and RAC tickets booked online. Besides, passengers will have to pay the premium for travel insurance, which has so far been provided free of cost. In midday news, we'll take a very short break here. We'll be right back with more news. Don't go anywhere.
All over the world, biofuel is becoming more important in the climate change context. Government of India has also celebrated this. Prime Minister was invited in the program and he announced that India is taking significant lead in biofuel production system, and there is a potential of at least 1 lakh crore rupees in coming years as a bio-CNG alone. It will raise the income of rural areas, it will raise the income of farmers, and it will strengthen the government effort in doubling the farmers' income in few years.
Watch Eureka with Professor Virendra Kumar Vijay, Head and IREDA Chair Professor at Centre for Rural Development and Technology in IIT Delhi, Saturday 4 p.m. and Sunday 12 noon, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back after the break. President Ramnath Kovind will embark on an 8-day, 3-nation tour of Central Europe from 2nd of September, which will cover Cyprus, Bulgaria and the Czech Republic. President Kovind will begin his 3-nation tour with Cyprus and will hold talks with his counterpart on a host of issues. The president will also address Cyprus's House of Representatives, deliver a lecture at the University of Cyprus and also address the Indian diaspora there. And in the second leg of the visit, he will travel to Bulgaria from 4th to 6th of September. Here, the president on 5th of September, that is on Teachers' Day, will address students of the Sofia University. An India-Bulgaria Business Forum event will also be held during the president's visit, and President Kovind will also hold talks with his Bulgarian counterpart. And on the third and the final leg of the tour, President Ramnath Kovind will visit the Czech Republic, where he will hold talks with the top leadership there and take part in a business forum meet as well. And the Law Commission has suggested that a property acquired after the marriage of either spouse be treated as a unit between the couple, thus allowing the women to get an equal part of the property gained after marriage upon divorce. In its consultation pages over various issues, the Commission said that the role of women in a household and regardless of her financial contribution must be recognized, and all personal and secular laws should be amended accordingly. It added that women often compromise on their careers in order to support families and contribute to a major share of the household, which is never calculated in monetary terms. However, the Commission added that it is important to retain the discretion of the courts in such cases. And another recommendation, the Commission called for the abolition of different ages of marriage between consenting adults. It suggested that 18 years should be the minimum legal age for men and women alike to get married, as marriage by all means is an equal partnership, and difference of 18 years for women and 21 years for men simply contributes to the stereotype that wives must be younger than their husbands. And for the first time in India, Census 2021 will collect data on other backward castes. The decision to collect OBC data came after Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh reviewed the preparations for Census 2021. In the review meeting, the Home Minister also discussed the roadmap for undertaking the census in 2021 and directed that the process be speeded up. He also emphasized that improvements in design and technological interventions be made. This is to ensure that the data is finalized within 3 years of the census being conducted. At present, it takes about 7 to 8 years to release the complete data. The use of maps and georeferencing at the time of house listing is also under consideration. Minister of State for Home, Kiran Rijiju, Home Secretary Rajiv Gauba and senior officers at the Office of Registrar General of India were also present at the meeting. News from Jammu and Kashmir now, where the State Administrative Council that met on Friday under the chairmanship of Governor Satyapal Malik has decided to hold municipal polls in October this year, followed by Panchayat elections a month later. The SEC decided that the elections to the municipal bodies will be conducted in 4 phases, with the polling to be held between 1st of October and 5th of October this year. And Panchayat polls will be conducted in 8 phases with the polling dates between 8th of November and 4th of December this year. The Chief Electoral Officer was asked to adjust the schedules, keeping in view security, operational and polling requirements. The SEC also decided to grant a month's extra salary in the favor of staff engaged in the conduct of the elections, besides an insurance cover to mitigate risks. Let's get you the weather updates. And heavy rains lashed Delhi and neighbouring areas this morning. Flooding on busy roads, however, remains a concern for motorists and pedestrians alike. The Met Office has forecast more spells of rain and thunder showers to occur during the day today. Slow-moving traffic was reported from key roads in central Delhi as well. The Delhi Traffic Police tweeted alerts about flooding on some roads in the city and asked people to avoid taking those routes. The minimum temperature was recorded at 23.5 degrees Celsius. Power supply was also affected in some areas because of the downpour. And news from Uttarakhand now, where as a consequence of the continuous rainfall and landslides, a long lake has been formed near Tehri Garhwal, Dehradun border. A 100-meter long and 50-meter deep lake has forced the people living in nearby areas to vacate their houses on the instructions of the authorities. And according to locals in the area, farmers in the area have lost crops in the landslides. And this comes after at least 3 people were killed when their houses collapsed due to landslides in Uttarakhand's Court village on Wednesday. The weather condition in the state is not expected to get better anytime soon, as the Met Department has predicted that Uttarakhand will continue to receive heavy rains over the next 4 to 5 days as well. And news from the northeast of the country, where in Arunachal Pradesh, Indian Air Force has successfully rescued 19 people who were stranded on an island in the Siang River in East Siang district on Friday. Over 200 others have been rescued from Assam's Dhemaji district. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu monitored the evacuation operations from Itanagar, and in Assam, several district administrations are constantly monitoring the water levels at Siang River. However, the administration has told people not to panic, as steps are in place in case of any eventuality. Assam Water Resource Department has also instructed the engineers of the department in nearby areas to remain vigilant. Meanwhile, a flood alert was sounded in 3 Meghalaya districts as well. The deputy commissioners have been alerted and asked to keep the disaster management teams ready for any emergency situation. West Garo Hills District Deputy Commissioner said that the district authorities are monitoring the situation closely. And now all the action from the Asian Games. Right, so India has put up its best performance at the Asian Games so far, because it bagged its 15th gold at the Games today. Indian boxer Amit Pangal won the gold medal, beating Olympic champion Hasanboy Dostamov in the final of the 49 kg weight class. India's Pranav Bardhan and Shribatnath Sarkar also won a gold in the bridge final event. And Indian women's squash team now will play for the top spot against Hong Kong. And the men's hockey team will play against Pakistan for a bronze medal today. Now let's take a look at the medals tally. Well, India has placed 8th in the medals tally right now with 67 medals that include 15 gold, 23 silver and 29 bronze medal, while China is at the top spot with 273 medals, including 123 gold, and Japan is at the second spot with in total 194 medals, and South Korea is placed at the third in the medals tally with 164 medals, including 44 golds. And in cricket, an unbeaten 132 runs by Cheteshwar Pujara helped India get a slender lead of 27 runs against England in the 4th Test match at Southampton. Pujara's turn on the second day helped India recover from the score of 195 for 8 to go past England and finish at 273 in their first innings. And leading the 5-match series 2-1, hosts England were earlier all out for 246 in their first innings and finished the second day at 6 for no loss. Now let's get you all the action from the US Open, where Serena Williams beat her sister Venus Williams in straight sets to cruise through to the next round of the US Open. The 23-time Grand Slam champion Serena beat Venus Williams 6-1, 6-2 in just 71 minutes. The American siblings were playing against each other for the 30th time. And in men's singles, defending champion Rafael Nadal defeated Karen Khachanova in the longest match of this year's US Open. The world number 1 beat Khachanova in 5 sets, which lasted 4 hours and 23 minutes to enter the 4th round of the US Open. And that's the wrap on this edition of Midday News. Thanks for watching.